All right, welcome into the first episode of whatever this is, whatever it turns into. My name is Noah Hills. You can find me on Twitter at Noah More Parties. I do running back evaluations for fantasy football in general, but mostly like dynasty, Devy League centric, rookie draft type stuff, projecting guys from college to the NFL. I'm using a lot of data, and I want to be able to, speak intelligently, watch intelligently about players on the field. I want to be able to watch film and incorporate that into my process. And so I've started in the last couple of weeks of, kind of making attempts towards, learning different blocking concepts and run scheme types and, kind of taking notes and working towards being able to identify those on film when I see them. I don't know that I can do that perfectly. I am almost positive that I can't, but I think I'm at the point where I can, fumble my way through watching some film, and given, sort of like a very basic level of knowledge of those types of things, of scheme and assignments for running backs in those different schemes, I now want to take the next step to evaluating players, running back specifically, on film. And so that's what this is the first episode. I'm going to be looking at Blake Corum, his game from earlier this season against Western Michigan. Blake Corum is the starting running back for the Michigan Wolverines. He's like 5'10", 210, 5'8", 210, excuse me. And yeah, I already watched this film. Shout out to the Dynasty Nerds for having this up on their website. But I already watched this film a couple days ago, just to kind of run through it and see if I could make sense of anything. And I feel pretty good about it. I don't know that I have any profound insights, I guess, or any analysis that is particularly enlightening. But this is mostly an exercise for myself to build up a knowledge base, of watching film, kind of develop that skill. And I figured the best way to do that is to sit down, do it, film myself doing it, kind of publish it publicly. And so, if anybody sees this and I'm getting something wrong, I can be called out or corrected or whatever. And if not, it's just, I'm getting reps. And so that's basically what this is. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to watch Blake Corum against the Western Michigan Mustangs, whatever the fuck they are. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay. Production value for now is not a priority at all. I'm just watching film and then releasing a video of me watching film. So that's what this is. If anybody wants to collaborate, hop on with me on like a live stream at some point, watch film with me if you know what you're talking about. I'd love to pick the brain of somebody who knows what they're doing as I kind of fumble my way through this process myself and try to like teach myself these things. So, okay. All right, we got the first play here. I'm gonna let it run, maybe at full speed once through, and then I'm gonna go back and see if I can make sense of what's happening. All right, I don't know how to change the speed of what's happening. Playback speed. Here we go. All right. I like the end zone angle a little bit better, so we'll work until we get there. Okay. So basically what I'm seeing here, if I can stop it at the right spot. Okay. I like to identify a formation. So we got a pretty heavy formation here. We got two tight ends on the field. It looks like a wide receiver coming in motion across the screen. In a pistol formation here. And as I created a flowchart for myself to identify these running concepts on film, and I'll put that, I'll put that somewhere on the screen here, but I've got it up on my other monitor. And so if I the first thing I'm looking for basically is, are there any polars on this play? And I think, yes, this tight end 86. I forgot I have a pencil. I can look at this. Look what I can do. Oh shit, that's not gonna work. Well, fuck. How do I have that? There we go. Okay, we got this tight end pulling. He's coming across. He's hitting that right there. Fuck. I am... Okay, and that tells me there's one puller coming across from the play side to the backside. That tells me this is split zone. And in split zone, I got notes. I got notes on these assignments. In split zone, the running back is aiming for the play side hip of the center. So that's 68, and he's reading play side defenders inside out. So the first guy he's reading is this tackle right here. He kind of gets washed up in this double team. This double team here. That's going to be tough to switch back and forth. And a pretty clear hole opens up here for Corum. And he's able to use his speed to just blow right through that thing. Let's get this shit off the screen. Yeah, Corum's able to use his speed to just number 9 or number 8, this linebacker that fills the hole, just over pursues so hard. Presumably on the jet motion there. But Corum really just sidesteps him, gets through this hole, and explodes to the outside. That guy gets he over pursues as well, and then wrapped up on an ankle tackle there. This play, we got one tight end. And this must just be a short yardage situation. They're just looking to pick up a yard. He just dives in. I don't know that there's a whole lot to see there from Corum. And this is kind of a power play. We got a guard, I think that was. A guard and a tight end coming across, pulling across the formation. Yeah, that's the guard. So if I'm looking at my flow chart here, we got 2 pullers coming to the play side. If there's 2 of them, it's probably counter. So maybe this is counter. I actually did notice this when I was watching this previously, that a lot of these plays that, based on my very limited knowledge of these running concepts, look to me like counter, but Corum is not taking counter steps. Like usually you'd see, kind of a couple steps to the side, and then he comes across, in order to kind of, for the timing and for the misdirection aspect of the play, to kind of align himself behind the pullers. But I don't know if this is like a Corum thing, or if Michigan just isn't being taught to take, or if Michigan running backs just aren't being taught to take counter steps, if that's not part of the execution that the coaching staff wants on the play. But I did notice that there were consistently plays that looked like counter to me where Corum was not taking counter steps. And this is kind of one of them. And he kind of he's right on top of his tight end there. 83 isn't coming across very hard. We got the edge diving down that gets kind of picked up by, I think that's the pulling guard. And there's not a whole lot of room for Corum to go anywhere. But I do like, he sees this hole. He sees this hole develop with a pretty nice block by 71 here. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this. Pretty nice block by 71 there. There's nowhere to go outside. Like, obviously, this is just a complete mess here. There's a complete mess there. And this play, as far as I can tell, looks like it's designed to kind of go up this alley, but there's all sorts of trash there. And so the hole that really opens up is right here in the middle. And Corum just, kind of puts his shoulder down and runs over a dude. And that looks like it's that's a linebacker. That's 27 here on the right. Coming down to meet him in the hole. Corum just puts his shoulder down and runs this dude over. He ends up getting tackled. But Corum is a 5'8", 205, 210-pound guy. He's got a lot of power, and he's willing to finish runs physically. And that's what I notice in watching this game is Corum has like good athletic traits. I think he's, pretty good at navigating the line of scrimmage, but it really stands out how physical of a runner he is, especially for a guy his size. There he meets a guy in the hole again. He's not dancing to the side. He's not looking to juke somebody. He just puts his shoulders down and meets them. And this is just, I don't know if that's a tight end or receiver coming across, but this guy out of the slot coming across. This looks like split zone to me as well, with this guy coming across to take out the edge. But there's a clear hole there in the middle. Corum's able to make the first guy miss. Just that little hop. I'm going to need to change this so I can jump back a little quicker, I think. Okay. So he just steps right out of that arm tackle, puts his shoulder down. And once he gets out of there, there's not much room for him to go anywhere. You'd think, can he make this guy miss? There's open space here. But these guys are, we got two defenders. We got this guy who are closing there. And this is really the end of the play. And I like how he just puts his shoulder down, pounds this dude. He's not able to run him over. That's a pretty big guy, but we get our first pass play. This looks like nice hands to me. I'm not, Matt Waldman on the hand technique stuff, but that looked pretty nice. He kind of takes that in for an easy touchdown here. Nice blocking on the outside. Hops out of that tackle. It's 6. Yeah, this is just easy. Kicks those legs up, gets his heels up by his butt, makes it tough to tackle. It's too easy. All right, this looks, just immediately this looks like split zone to me as well, with that tight end coming across the formation to kick out that unblocked edge. And that's a nice move right there by Corum to back out of that tackle. Yeah, we got everybody going to the left. It almost looks like outside zone, really, but he's not on a wide enough track for that. So we got this edge defender, gets kicked out by the tight end. Oh my goodness, what a move. Look at that. This is just nice. Look how and I like how quickly he diagnoses and decides that he's going to cut this back. Look at how much room is here. He could easily just see this daylight and think, I'm just going to put my foot in the ground and go as fast as I can. But I think this guy is closing fast enough that he's going to get tackled in, a yard or two. I think he made the right decision here to cut this. And it's almost an immediate decision. He makes a jump cut, and it's like his second step. And look how hard he's turning his body. His toe right here. And his ankle's cranked pretty good too. He's turning his entire body towards this direction where he's making that cut. That is just a sudden, really hard cut to avoid a defender that just closes in on him immediately. And he's able to kind of spin out of it and make that other guy miss as well. He's able to spin out of there. Boom. What a cut. And that other guy over pursues as well because he sees Corum probably heading to that open space that was over here. And Corum's just out of there. Picks up another, I don't know what that is, hard to tell, but another 4 or 5 yards. This looks like outside zone to me. We got everybody going one direction, the entire offensive line. Yeah, that's outside zone. Moving laterally. And right now, he's reading, the edge, right? His first option on outside zone is get to the edge. This guy, his helmet, he's got contain. We also got this guy sitting here, but I think he's reading this guy, who really is in a good position to keep this from getting outside. But there aren't really many cutback lanes here. Like, where is he going to go? He can't, I mean, if he was, Barry Sanders, he might see this and be able to cut all the way around this guy, but that's not an expectation we can have for, human being running backs. And so he just decides the best thing is just to put his foot in the ground and, take what's there. And I think that was probably the right decision. That play wasn't going much of anywhere. Here's just kind of on a little swing route to the outside. All right, what do we got going here? We got no polars. Let me look at my flow chart here. We got no double teams. There's no yeah, I don't know what this is. Maybe no polars, no double teams. It's not ISO. There's no fullback. The backside edge is unblocked. This could be inside zone. That just doesn't have any double teams really going here. I don't know what this is. There's not much going on here anyway. Not much room to run. Let's kind of see if he could have done anything else with this play. He's just kind of reading at this point. There's no room for him out here. This, kind of pocket here is not collapsing, but he'd have to take a pretty wide track to get outside, and I think that's bailing on the play anyway. So he's reading this helmet. He's reading this helmet. That's closed up. That's closed up. This is closed up. There's just not a whole lot of room here to do much of anything. And he ends up just putting his head down, getting, maybe a yard. Play action pass there. I don't give a fuck about that. When I first saw this, I thought this was going to be, I think he ends up colliding with this guy on what looked initially to me like it could be like he's taking an inside track on like a wheel route, but he ends up turning that flat again. That, maybe this is just a hypothetical, but, if he cut that inside, that's probably not his assignment on the play, but that would have been nice. All right, we don't need to see that. A little swing pass here. Hands out, catches that away from his body, secures it. And just puts his shoulder down again. He's just not messing around. I don't know what Waldman would have to say about that. Looks like a good catch to me. And then there's just that clear lane created by these blockers. Those guys are doing a good job. And he just finishes it with with physicality. All right, this kind of looks like inside zone to me as well with this. I don't know if this is a tight end or what he is, but he's kind of in an H-back spot here. He's going to come across the formation against the grain. We got interior linemen working on double teams. That's a nice little run. All right, let's see what he's seeing. I think he already made his decision there. All right, so he plants here. There's already penetration in the backfield from this guy. And this hole's closed up, clearly with this guy right here. Not much opportunity. This guy's helmet's on the outside. This guy's helmet's on the outside. This looks like the lane to me right here. That's the alley that I think he wants. Yep, and he sees that it develops a little bit more and he just goes. I think that's the right read. And he tries to hop over this guy, and I don't know. When I watched this at first, I didn't know if he should have gotten out of this, if there was a way he could have kicked that foot up a little bit more violently to get out of that tackle. That might just be a nice tackle. It looks to me like he's got this leg kind of, almost parallel to the ground, or he's getting there. And that other one just gets grabbed. I think that's just a good tackle. But again, he finishes that run with physicality again, even, putting his shoulder down, getting into that safety. All right, we got one puller here. Shit. We got that H-back, fullback kind of deal. Again, we got a tight end on the play side. And we got this backside guard coming over. He takes out that edge really wide. I don't even know that that's an edge defender. That's a linebacker there. Our tight end takes out the edge. Our H-back here takes out the edge. This guy's coming to clean up the first linebacker he sees. Let's move this back. All right, so if we got one puller, let's see what this plays. We got one puller, just one. This is not trapped. Kicking out or leading to the linebacker, I think this is power. This looks like a power run to me. Usually run at a heavy sets is what my notes say. And so this play, if this is power, is designed for him to just follow, the lead of these blocks out to the outside. There's not much reading to be done here as far as, should I bounce it out? Should I cut it in? He's following his guys. 27 ends up mostly unblocked, but he's able to step around it. Look how he can swing his body. I like that a lot. 27 goes low. Corum feels that and just kind of, look at this. Look at the angle that he's at here with his legs. That's nice to just kind of curve around that tackle attempt. Turn it upfield. Another physical finish. All right, what do we got here? We got our backside edge is blocked, so this is not inside zone. We got no pullers. We got a couple doubles. This might be duo. We got a play side tight end. This might be duo. And in duo, I believe he's reading that, the first play side linebacker. Let me see. Yeah, running back is reading the play side linebacker, which would be 20. So that's the read. Let's see what 20 does. So 20 gets stuck here behind kind of a mess. Corum presses forward. Things are moving to the right here towards the backside of the play. Corum puts his foot down. I mean, he's just strong. He's just able to break these tackles. He gets low, shakes a guy off. I mean, it ends up taking three guys. Three guys make contact, and he's not a big dude. Come on, go back. I mean, that's a pretty strong tackle attempt. This is not just a lunging reach, with an arm. That's a linebacker who's got him kind of squared up. He's kind of horizontal there, reaching with his body. But this isn't just an arm tackle here, and he just runs right out of it into another guy, and it takes those two to take him down together. He's just a physical, like he's not taking shit. He's not going down on first contact almost ever. All right, this is another one of those that looks like counter to me. I think this is the one. I was just so impressed by this run the first time I watched it. I'm excited to watch this again. Okay, we got this jet sweep guy. I think this is a wide receiver coming across, but this looks like counter to me. No counter steps again. He gets the ball. He's going to follow 77. Let's see what he's reading here. There's just so much patience, but where can he go? He wants to follow this block to the outside. He wants to get on the edge, right? So he's seeing this. He's waiting for these to develop, but he sees this guy. This guy's got his helmet on the outside of the block. This guy's waiting. He can't go outside yet because, there's somebody's going to get him in the backfield. Or, if he goes outside, he's got to turn this wide, and it just turns into a really flat angle he's got to take, and somebody's going to get there. That just, makes the play a tough one to make, given that he's going from a standstill here, essentially behind his offensive lineman. He's got his hand on the guy right there. Turning that out flat to the outside makes that a tough play to make with so many defenders in the area. But he pushes that way, gets these guys momentum, going to the outside even more, and then he cuts it back completely against the grain. I mean, obviously that's not where the play is designed to go, but that's just... I don't know. Maybe that's doing too much. Maybe that's dancing in the backfield. This looked like a special play to me. This is really nice vision. He's just hanging out back there. You can't even see him. But he waits for that block to just clear out on the outside there. 5 gets completely washed out. 27 follows outside because Corum is pressing to the outside. He holds off on making a decision for so long that 27 has to commit. 5 gets washed out, 27 commits, and Corum cuts him back. And now he's looking up, his eyes, boom, what's going on over here? Nothing in the middle of the field, but this is the lane. He sees that, and he's hitting it. That's just special freelancing. And he's able to, again, twist his body around this diving tackle, kick his feet up, swing his hips, finish physically against a linebacker again. He gets pushed back a little bit because he's, not a big dude. But that was a nice play. I really like that play. Look how stupid he makes 27 look. 27 makes the wrong read here twice. Right here, he's just flat-footed. He thinks Corum's going inside, so he hesitates inside. Corum hides behind the lineman. 27 goes out. Boom, Corum's gone. Look at 27. Look at this man. This is... I don't know what to say. I don't have a clever metaphor, but that... he's on his hands and knees on the ground. He might have gotten hurt, actually. Holy fuck. All right, I don't care about that play. Oops. All right, some sort of fake handoff, jet motion situation. I did notice this is Corum downfield though, blocking. That's Corum. That's just good effort. He could have just checked out after, absorbing that kind of play fake. All right, this is I don't know what the fuck's happening on this play. We got to go back. All right, we got everybody washing down to the backside other than 65, who's coming across the play. So if we got one puller coming to the play side, I don't think this is windback. I think windback is like with a receiver coming around the outside. And we got just one puller. I don't know what the hell this is. Okay, we got some double teams. Or at least one double team. One puller. It doesn't look like trap to me. I don't know. Who knows? Let's look at what Corum's looking at here. Okay, this is obviously nothing to the backside is open. This lane's not open. That guy's right there. This is pretty crowded. There's a lot of trash in there. So the move here is to kind of bounce this to the outside a little bit. That's exactly what he does. This is a nice play by, is this number 5? This edge defender right here does a nice job at getting around this pulling guard. He doesn't quite make the play, but he gets a hand on Corum. And this, I think that's a cornerback, is able to, kind of dive down enough to make this tackle. But I also want to look at this other angle, because I was impressed by how much 20, this guy, I think this is 20. He's going to meet Corum like right here and just get pushed back. Boom. Corum just puts him back a couple steps. That's impressive for a guy who's not that big. Just puts his foot down. He's got his knees, his toes pointing where he's going to go. Able to be explosive off that step. All right, nothing doing there. This play is nice. Obviously goes for a touchdown here, but getting there is nice. All right, and what is this? We've got like an H-back, fullback kind of situation in the backfield. We got a tight end on the play side. We got a double team here. This guy's coming to clean up the backside edge. Now, what the hell is that? So we got, nope, that's not really a puller, I guess. That could be split zone. But that edge, I think split zone is generally when the backside edge just, or inside zone, the the split would be this guy coming across to take out the unblocked backside edge, but that backside edge is blocked. Play side tight end. This might be duo with just an H-back coming to clear out the backside a little bit. All right, but what's Corum looking at? This is, kind of. What am I trying to say here? This is closed off with this defender in the lane. He kind of ducks around that. And what a move on 27. 27's having a rough day. Look how... Let's get this fucking thing off the screen. Look, he's got him right there. He's got... That's a tackle. That's a 2-yard gain. Corum breaks him down. Just ducks his hips out of the way and immediately makes another cut to get to daylight. And right here, you think he could go right there, score a touchdown. But this guy's coming across. He's not yet made the blocker has not yet made contact with this guy, as far as I can tell. So he's still going to be free to meet Corum in this lane. Corum sees that and immediately cuts around, goes back and scores a touchdown. Gets that guy out of here. Boom. And look at the little jump cut where before he's even hit the ground, he's not shuffling his feet after hitting the ground and going. His knees, his hips, his head, his toes are all pointing the direction he's trying to cut. So when he lands, he's immediately exploding that direction, and nobody's got a chance after that. That's a nice looking run. And a little dive into the end zone. Another good run here. Yeah, talk that shit. All right, we got 2 tight ends. This is a pretty heavy set here. We got one guy coming across to clean up. This might be trap. One guy coming across to clean up the unblocked defensive lineman. That might be trap. Backside guard pulls around. Is this the backside guard? That's the backside guard. And he's clearing that out. All right, so what are we looking at here? This guy's getting cleared out. This is not a lane. We got this big dude here. That would be a ridiculous, kind of decision to make to go all the way out there. Got to flatten that out quite a bit. That's not an option. Where does he go? I don't even remember. Right. I mean, look at this. It doesn't really look like there's much of anywhere to go. We got a little bit of a wall, a seal here, but there's an unblocked defender here. This guy's, a little bit outside, but he could dive down and make this tackle. This is the lane, but it doesn't look like there's much there. So I think that's the right read. It's just special that he ends up getting out of this. Look at that tiny little crease. So he's reading this, sees, okay, I can't go to the left. That's not an option. This is the direction he needs to go, over here to the right. And then, kind of fortuitously, this little crease opens up, and he gets so skinny to fit through this thing, shakes off a tackle, pulled down by the whatever that thing is. And I think that's the last play. I don't have many closing thoughts, I guess, but yeah, there it is. Episode 1 of me watching film, trying to fumble through identifying concepts. Like Blake Corum a lot. He's got I mean, from what I can tell from my, very limited base knowledge, he's got nice vision, good footwork. He's an explosive guy. He's fast. I watched that whole thing on, 50% speed, so you don't get to fully appreciate what, kind of open field speed he has, but physical runner. I like Blake Corum a lot. So yeah, this is episode 1. Catch episode 2. Peace.